Welcome all of you. In this video lecture, we'll understand about blood and its related function. First of all, William Harvey in 1628 discovered the process of blood circulation. The blood is thick and bright red fluid. It is alkaline, whose pH ranges about 7.3 to 7.4. It is salty, viscous, and heavier than water, and it is a fluid connective tissue. Blood is bright colored, fluid connective tissue which consists of two main parts, about 55 to 60% plasma and 40 to 45% blood corpuscles. Let us first of all understand what a plasma means. It is straw colored alkaline fluid which contains 90 to 92% water, about 7 to 8% proteins, 1% inorganic salts, 0.1% glucose, and other substances in negligible amount. Glucose, amino acids, hormones, fibrinogen, and urea are other substances, while sodium chloride, potassium hydroxide, calcium sulfate, and sodium bicarbonate are inorganic salts present in plasma. When fibrinogen present or fibrinogen protein is removed from plasma, it is called serum. Now, what corpuscles mean? The cellular part or the living part of the blood forms corpuscles. There are following types of corpuscles. The first one is erythrocyte, second one is leukocyte, and the third one is thrombocyte. Let us study each of them one by one. What is erythrocyte? Erythrocyte or red blood corpuscles are minute biconcave circular structures which are flat in center, thick at the periphery. You must notice that we will not nomenclate red blood cells as cells. Rather, we write it as red blood corpuscles. Why? Because red blood corpuscles are corpse-like. Corpse-like means because they lack nucleus, so they are known as corpuscles, not truly alive. They are with a diameter of 7 microns and thickness of 1 to 2 micron. Mature erythrocyte has no nucleus, no mitochondria, and no ribosomes. The lifespan is of only 120 days. Number of erythrocytes in male is about 5 to 5.5 million per cubic mm or per microliter, and in female it is 4.8 million per microliter. These corpuscles contain hemoglobin, and what is hemoglobin? It is the respiratory pigment which helps in transport of oxygen. The erythrocytes are produced in bone marrow, as I have taught you in the previous video, that all the blood cells formed in bone marrow, and the bone marrow specifically of ribs and breastbone. But in embryo stage, it is also found in liver and spleen. The process of their formation is called hemopoiesis. Erythrocytes disintegrate in spleen, liver, and bone marrow, and this process is called hemolysis. A red colored substance is present in erythrocytes, which is called hemoglobin, and it is a conjugated chromoprotein. Conjugated means it is a metalloprotein. It consists of metallic part as well as the proteinous part. So it is a conjugated protein. And why it is called chromoprotein? Because it imparts red color to the RBC. Actually, you can see that hemoglobin has two main parts, globin and heme. Heme in turns is composed of iron, and each molecule of hemoglobin has 4 iron atoms or ferrous atom, you can say, and so it can at a time carry 8 oxygen atoms or 4 oxygen molecules. The main function of hemoglobin is oxygen carriage from lungs to body tissues and carbon dioxide transport in blood, as it carries a very little amount of carbon dioxide, or you can say it carries negligible amount of carbon dioxide. On breakdown, it forms important bile pigments. You have understand, or I have taught you about the bile pigments bilirubin and biliverdin. It gets from trillions of erythrocytes in plasma its color. The blood of lobster and other large crustaceans is blue due to presence of oxygen carrying pigment known as hemocyanin, as contains copper molecules rather than iron molecules. So in human beings particularly, the hemoglobin consists of an iron core, but in some organism it consists of copper core, so their blood is blue in color. Let us talk about the function. The main function of erythrocyte is to deliver oxygen. As they lack mitochondria, they cannot use oxygen and transport full absorbed oxygen to the tissues. In the figure, you can see that RBC are biconcave shaped. Now let us talk about WBCs, white blood cells. Basically, white blood cells are classified into two broad groups, granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes because they contains granules. So those WBCs which are granular in appearance are known as granulocytes, while those which are smooth in appearance are called agranulocytes. There are three types of granulocytes: neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils, and there are two types of agranulocytes: lymphocytes and monocytes. They are also divided or distinguished on the basis of the structure of nucleus. You can see neutrophils have multi-lobe nucleus, it has bilobed, and so on. Let us study each of them one by one. Leukocytes are produced in red bone marrow. Lymph nodes, its average life is about 2 weeks. These are large, irregular, or oval, colorless nucleated structures. These corpuscles do not contain hemoglobin. Number of leukocytes is about 5,000 to 10,000 cells per microliter in an adult. When the number of leukocyte increases, it is called as leukemia. There are two types of leukocytes, as I have told you, granulocytes and agranulocytes. Basophils, acidophils, and neutrophils are the types of granulocytes, while lymphocytes and monocytes are the types of agranulocytes. Production of antitoxins, formation of antibodies, help in fat metabolism, phagocytic action against infecting organism, tissue repair, and maintenance of plasma concentration are the main functions of leukocytes. Monocyte is the largest WBC and smallest WBC is lymphocyte. Now let us talk about thrombocytes. Thrombocytes are the oval, round, or rod-like cytoplasmic structures with granules but no nucleus. You can see thrombocytes or platelets in the figure. There is no nucleus present. Number of platelets is about 2 lakh to 4 lakh per microliter in adult. These are found in red bone marrow. I have told you in previous video that it is formed by megakaryote, disintegration of megakaryote. Their lifespan is about 3 to 5 days, and these are destroyed mainly in the spleen. Protection of inner lining of blood vessels due to adhesive property, and it initiates the process of blood clotting as the main functions of thrombocyte. So we will study the function of blood as well as blood clotting at last. What are the function of blood at general? Blood transport digested food materials such as glucose, amino acid, and fatty acid to various body parts. It regulates body temperature. Leukocytes of blood protect the body from diseases. It helps in wound healing. It transports excretory material from tissues to respective organs. Blood transport various hormones and other chemicals from one region to another region, and keeps chemical coordination. And blood also helps in blood clotting. So what is blood clotting? Let us understand blood clotting in a detailed way. See, you know that blood is a fluid connective tissue, and when the blood comes out through injury, the platelets come in contact with the air. Due to this, the thromboplastin, which is an enzyme present in blood, is released. It is not present in blood, it is secreted by the injured tissues. It is released and it combines with the calcium ions present in plasma, and it converts prothrombin into thrombin. And what is prothrombin? Prothrombin is secreted in the blood. So thromboplastin, which is released by injured tissue, converts prothrombin present in the blood into thrombin. Now thrombin acts on fibrinogen, which is again present in blood plasma, and converts it into insoluble fibrin. Fibrin is a solid substance and form a fine network and the wound around the wound. Blood cells which are unable now become unable now to go out of this network, and hence a blood clot is formed. Blood clot, what does the blood clot do actually? Blood does not clot in vessels due to some factors such as constant flow of blood in vessels. If the velocity of circulation decreases, it leads to clotting. Presence of natural anticoagulants in the blood such as heparin and protein C also inhibits blood clotting. So some materials also prevent abnormal blood clotting. While in normal cases, such as in injury, blood clotting is essential. So blood clotting is important as it prevents excessive blood loss and related symptoms, as well as it prevents us from death due to excessive bleeding. Thank you very much for listening. If you have understood anything, please indicate.